It's okay, but I want to tell you a story. When I was flying in, I came in from San Francisco because I want to be here. If my daughter's going to be here, then I want to be here to protect her.
Right.
So I leave my home, my wife of 45 years, my beautiful life in the ranch with the trees and the gardens, and I come here with my daughter. On the plane in from Chicago, I fly. I'm sitting next to the most beautiful, elegant black woman, finely dressed. And the first part of the flight, we were strangers. We didn't speak. Just a few pleasantries.
Right.
Then there was an incident on the plane, and I did a little intervention to calm the situation down. And we began to talk. And for the last hour of the flight, we talked. We had a wonderful conversation. Enjoyed each other's company. And then she mentioned that she was a delegate to the convention.
Interesting.
And I said,
okay.
"Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Who are you pledged to?" And she said, "Oh, I'm not pledged." I said, "You're a super delegate." She said, "Yes, I am." Oh, I said, "So then it's very important how you decide to vote then, isn't it?" And she goes, "Yes, it is very important." But I know Hillary Clinton, and I promised her that I would support her even before Bernie Sanders announced his candidacy.
Isn't it disgusting?
And then she said, "I love Bernie Sanders with all my heart. But my word is my bond, and I keep my word." And I thought, this is a woman with great integrity. I can tell she's bearing a burden with this.
Right.
I'm not going to pressure her. I am confident that she is very capable of making the right decision and making up her own mind. And I said, "I love you. I don't know your name, but I love you." And she said, "We don't know each other's name, and I love you too." And she burst into tears.
I see.
Now, that's where we are as a people. You're asking all of us to support something we don't really support as a lesser of two evils, and it's breaking our heart. And we look to our children and our grandchildren, and we feel that we have failed them.
Yeah, but look at it this way. We have two major parties. We have a Republican Party, we have a Democratic Party, right? Our kind of bylaws or whatever it's called were created way back. It's not something new created just for the 2016 election.
The bylaws of the parties?
Of the parties, or whatever it's called, or the rules, whatever it's called.
Bylaws and rules, they're both there.
So as far as the Republican Party is concerned, there isn't such a thing as a super delegate. I mean, it just doesn't exist. Why you registered Democrats didn't rebel way back when the system was created of the super delegates? I mean,
we're trying to amend that. We're still trying to amend that. If I stay in the Democratic Party, but I'm getting ready to pull out myself, I'll go back to being an independent, as I've always been.
Okay.
It's not against the law to be an independent.
No.
But I worked for Robert F. Kennedy in 1968. And I was there in California when he ended the campaign, when they ended the campaign with a bullet.
Correct.
And so all these things carry a different impact for me because of that experience when I was young.
I see, but again, it's like...
But you say change the rules. I have one more question for you.
Sure.
The rules say that there can be that the DNC shall not favor any candidate during the primary season. And here we have all these emails and evidence that they're working hand in glove to destroy Bernie Sanders, and there is no punishment. She should be disqualified as a candidate. She broke the rules.
I agree with you.
So we should change the rules, but the rules aren't for everybody. If you're Clinton, you don't have to play by the rules. That's the way she operates her foundation. That's the way she killed Gaddafi. That's the way she invaded Libya and Syria and Honduras and approved of the coup.
I'm with you on that.
So, what would you advise me to do?
Become a Republican.
We might have better luck reforming that party than trying to work with these. These people have been so insulting to us. We might have, I'll tell you what. On my Facebook page, the Republican people in my community where I live are saying, "Patrick, you are wonderful. We love you. We've known you all our lives. We've lived together for generations here. We're Republicans, but now you're working for Bernie Sanders. But we respect you. We respect Mr. Sanders. Please come and join us." And I'd have the same damn job there, too. I'd have to reform the whole damn party to be able to feel comfortable myself.
Yeah, but if, let's say, hypothetically, you're considering both parties evil, well, then maybe in your mind, the Republican Party could be a little bit less of an evil, and maybe you can make a greater impact on the Republican Party than the Democratic Party?
Donald Trump thinks so. Donald Trump thinks that they're easier to, you know what he said years ago? He thought, one day I might run for president. If I do, I'd probably switch my party to Republican because he's a big Democratic funder at that time. I'd probably run as Republican because they're so damn stupid I can take over the party just like that. That's Donald Trump quote.
Well, I mean, I was actually at the Republican convention last week in Cleveland. I'm not a delegate, but I was in the queue. I was inside. I talked to a lot of people.
You got inside?
I was right inside, yeah.
And they let because how do they let you in if you're not a Republican?
I am a Republican.
Okay.
I am a Republican.
Were you a delegate?
No, I wasn't a delegate.
But they welcomed you to come in.
Well, there are two ways for me to get there. One, I was kind of active in the New York GOP, member of the Empire Club.
Okay.
But the other way for me was to get in is through the Jewish Republican Coalition. I mean, believe it or not, there are some Jews, and I'm Jewish, who are Republican. There were a few of us, but we play kind of at least some role. Not both, not just one side. Jewish Republican play only one side. It's the other side that is Democratic that plays, of course, their own side.
I misunderstood.
So that's how I got in, and it was absolutely.
I think that your treatment there is wonderful. I'm glad that the Republicans let their party members attend the convention as well as their delegates. Here, we had the exact opposite. We're treated like criminals. We're smeared. We're insulted. The media portrays.
And speaking of media, by the way, that's another kind of interesting thing. They were like, literally, maybe just a handful of people. They were like standing in the middle of there's like little square over there in the center of Cleveland, and per one sort of demonstrator, there would be maybe 10 media outlets trying to catch at least something, at least some resemblance of a protest. Over here, I was here last night. There were thousands of people, really, really angry people over here. I was yet to see any major outlets filming you guys, and reporting on what was going on. So, I mean, what do you think about the media? I think that they
Well, I agree with you. They're 100% corrupt and biased. Just
biased,
like the Democratic Party.
That's exactly right.
Just like the government, just like the election process. It's horrible.
It is horrible. No? Well, now you feel the burn.
Well,
something that we've been feeling.
I still have hope. And
for the media? Nah, there's no
I
hope
have
for the
that
media.
This new generation that's coming, they're watching all of this. There were children here, and I've had conversations with children that were 7, 10, and 12 years of age. I'm a friend of the young. And you ought to hear what these young children, what their view of this is. What is going on here. They know, they're learning a lot. And they know the measure of the task ahead of them.
My fear is that they might be learning the wrong lesson. So my job is coming from a USSR. Make sure that the word socialist, and again, there's a difference between social and socialist.
I would prefer it wasn't socialist myself.
Well, but that's
because it has that baggage. But give us a new word to describe our idea of a new way of living.
Social. I mean, there's the word. I don't have to make it up.
Social Democrats?
Social Democrats. I mean,
instead
all those.
Socialist.
Of course, instead of social.
That makes it the fascist socialism, is what you're saying.
Well,
socialist.
Well, socialist, exactly. I mean, we know what socialist is, and there's only one definition of socialism. There are not many, just like Nazism. There's only one definition. There are not many. Social, if we talk about Scandinavia, if we talk about Denmark, yes, it's a social democracy.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some problems with that, but not a big problem with that.
Yeah,
about,
I agree with you.
But socialism, I'm sorry. I came from
and you know what?
Union of the Soviet
I will not use that
Socialist Republic.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure, absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
What do you think of Pollard in jail now? Pollard in jail for 30 years for giving the information to Israel about the construction
he was released.
Of the what?
He was released.
When?
Well, he was released about a year ago.
Oh, I missed that.
You missed it. No, he was released. He's still in the United States. I believe they still didn't allow him to travel to Israel, but he's not in jail anymore.
Now, how old is he now? Is he 64?
60-something, yeah, I guess.
30 years in jail?
Yeah.
Years in solitary confinement, and his crime was that he gave information to Israel that Bechtel and the United States were building gas plants in Iraq for Saddam Hussein, and lied, and America lied to Israel about that. And then when they found out that this man, out of conscience and love for the Hebrew people, had given them the information about it, and so Caspar Weinberger himself, of Jewish descent, intervened with a brief that recommended death and life imprisonment.
I think that he did something really, really egregious. And again, I don't know all the details, but I believe that he did really something egregious. Even though, of course, I mean, being Jewish, I'm a huge supporter of Israel. I have a lot of family in Israel, and Israel does face
Building
existential.
chemical weapons manufacturing plants is quite a crime, don't you believe? As a
Again, I don't
crime
know the
against humanity.
I don't know the details really. If you talk
Would
about
you
the
agree
United,
that the construction of a chemical weapons factory is
Where?
a crime anywhere?
I disagree with that.
You think it's okay?
I think it's okay. You know why I think it's okay?